Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I'm doing a daily page in my work planner. So something a little bit different, I'm going to be doing a page in my work planner today, just to show you how I lay it out. I think it'll be pretty straightforward actually because I keep it very functional, but I wanted to just kind of walk you through what I have been doing. So normally how this works is I have to go back into basically February because let me just go ahead and show you. This week I haven't even filled out yet, but let's go back into February. What I have been starting to do, kind of like February, going into like January into February, is that I've been using a dashboard layout, right here, to be able to track all of the things, but you can see how cluttered it gets. And so I did decide, kind of in February, like I said, to do daily pages. And so this is kind of what it looks like. And you know, it's pretty straightforward, like I said, but what I am going to do is set up today's daily page just to show you how I converted. And so I've got my page here. This is a tool. Daily on one page. I am starting to run out of these sheets, which is kind of exciting. I want to use up my stash, but I also am excited because I want to be able to switch to the half letter size. It's basically the same layout with some minor changes. One of the big ones is the half letter size. For this 8 to 5 time frame, it has just 2 lines instead of the 3 lines. The 3 lines actually honestly really super throws me off for work planning. I work in 15-minute intervals and 30-minute intervals. I don't do 20-minute intervals, so it's kind of set up as 20-minute kind of breaks in my mind. It splits it up 20, 40, 60, but I can work with it. I'm just trying to use up my stash. It just kind of throws me off. But I have, for this week, like I said, I haven't set up my weekly page, but I do have my schedule. And I've mentioned in previous videos, I think I have at least, that I use my work planner as essentially a log of what I do. I'll show you what I did for yesterday. I kind of logged my meetings, so those are there. And then what I did was in between meetings, I had all of these things happening. And then I used this as a to-do list. I have a big project that I need to get done by Friday. Actually, I have a couple of, I should probably add a few more. And then I'm working late at night, like even to 8 p.m. So I'm just taking notes of the things that I'm doing. So I'm going to set up something similar today. So the first thing I do is just start off by whiting it out. And again, I think this will be pretty straightforward because I'm not decorating, I'm not doing any of the things. I'm basically just showing you the process, if my whiteout will work, of how I make this functional for myself, right? So the first thing is, because it's outdated, I white it out. That's the first step. I did bring my 2 colors. So for this week, I decided to use green to mark any student meetings. These are meetings with students, DP meetings, and then any kind of faculty or staff related meetings, I've been using orange. And so what I do first is white out. Second step is to go in, look at my schedule on Outlook, and just mark those events. So thinking about today, I actually just looked at my schedule, but I don't remember it. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, so the first thing is we have just implemented a new policy at work where I have a 2-hour like office hour block where I just, you know, sit on Zoom essentially. So that's there. It's not actually with students at this point. Like students can drop in. So that's the first thing, right? And then right after that, in fact, I have like 3 student meetings. They're like 15, 15, and 30, but I'll use those 3 lines to mark those meetings. And then I have one that's 1 to 1:30. So there's 4 actual scheduled student meetings. I forgot to bring a pen. There's a pen right here. So I will mark those meetings, right? So right here, I'm gonna put open office hour. Actually, I'll just put office hour. All right, and we'll see if any students come in. My experience with office hours when they're open like this is I'll get like maybe 1, maybe 2, but sometimes I do not get any. So here's a student meeting, here's a student meeting, here's a student meeting. 4 student meetings just kind of in a row, right? So I'll put here DP for all of them. I'll put the students' initials in afterwards. All right, and actually that's very boring in the sense of like that's all like that's basically my entire day. And so what I will then do is right here. So I already mentioned I have this big project. It says in-service presentation. I do every time I use a daily page for my top priorities. These are priorities that I have to get done this week. So I will basically just transfer it day to day. So it says in-service presentation slides 2 to 4. Transfer that over. And one that I forgot to put on here, actually it's actually here. Oh no, it's not here, right? It's right here. All right, I need to finish. All right, juried assessment scoring. So I'll go ahead and put it on here because I didn't do it, but it needs to be top of mind, right? And then I will definitely list it here. And during the course of the day, if I'm not in a meeting, I'm coming over here and taking a look at this top priorities to make sure I'm trying to get these things done, right? And then during the day as well, each day I have just a running log. Usually these come from emails, right? So as I check email and things come up, I start listing them here. Now, one thing I am not doing is transferring these tasks over. What ends up happening is I leave these as emails, and you know, I just want a record of them here, but I'll leave these as emails, and then when I get to them, I will just check them off, right? So some of the things that I do here, like right here for yesterday, I ended up working at the same time as, you know, one of the trainings. So this training right here was for something that I am very familiar with. I helped develop the no, I didn't develop the training, but I've sat through several trainings very similar to it. And so I went ahead and checked email during this time, and I put right here, it says ORG, that's orange. So these two, I did try to pay attention during the training, but towards the end of it, you know, the question and answers, things like that. So I sent out these 2 emails. So that was that. And I make those types of similar notes, like anything for email, or to-do lists for email, they tend to go here. I do use this to take notes. I haven't used it in recent meetings just because it's kind of a small space to write, but that's just kind of how I do it. And then through the day, I will just record what I do on this side. So you can see here in my meetings, but then let's just say, for example, I'm actually recording this midday. And this morning I did wake up and do a couple of things administratively. So like right here, I would put admin tasks, right? And if there are any admin tasks that were actually like they're still pending, then I would put them here. I don't recall any. I might have to go back in and check for that. I also checked my email, right? So any emails, and in fact, I remember, like if I put email here, right, I did those 2 things. One of the things that we're working on are some rubrics. All right, so that's on the list. And then we have prospectus review, which is, you know, just a work task that I have. And that brings to mind that there's a third thing that I should have up here, which is my promotion package. So I'll put that here. It's not due this week, but I want to keep it top of mind, so I'll put that there. I'll also put it down here. All right, and that's really all that came up in the past hour. And so we're now like right here in terms of where I'm recording it, and I'm about to go into my office hours. And as things come up, as students come in, I'll just log their initials, essentially. These meetings I will cross off if they don't attend or if they get canceled, or any notes that I need for that I'll put down here. Any tasks I'll put here, and then the only other thing that I will do is just put the date here, so that way I know when these things happen. So sometimes I'll use stickers, sometimes I will just put Monday, or like today is Wednesday, but like I'll put Wednesday, and today is, I don't know what day it is, the 12th. So Wednesday the 12th. I'll do the same for Tuesday, for yesterday. I'll just put the day of the week and the date, so that way I can keep track of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the setup. A little bit of a, you know, quick walkthrough of how I set it up, but I did want to show you my process for like how things land on the page. And again, I use my work planner mostly to track what I do during the day. Most of my tasks and to-dos, events, things like that, live digitally with my Outlook. So this is just my record. So that way I can, just mentally write it down. Not mentally, physically write it down, and that helps me mentally to remember it a little bit better. So again, a little bit of a different video, but I hope it was helpful to you to hear and see what my process is like for setting up my daily page for work. Again, very functional, as you can see, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.